is good morning, everyone. This is Angel with Beyond Charts. It's 8:31, May 26th, end of month. All right, we're gonna see some end of month action. A lot of things going down. All right, so we played a couple of plays yesterday. Let's see what's going down today. A lot of news in the news, and let's find out what is going down. Let me get this thing going. I was just talking to my mother. There was an earthquake in Peru, and they were, just checking to see everything is okay. Apparently, it was in the south of Peru. So, thanks, Moses, for the heads up. All right, so I got a lot of texts from a couple of people that were interested in joining the group. Just pretty much, you can go on Patreon. I'm just going to get this out the way. This is what it is, guys. We have a technical analysis momentum trading format. Basically, there's a lot of goodies in the package on the right. Pretty inexpensive for what you get. Again, it is not. Let me tell you what this is and what it is not. It is not an alert system. Okay, so it's not an alert system. There are systems out there going to alert you. What it is basically, I'm going to teach you the mindset of a professional trader who's been doing this for 15 years and making a living out of it, which provides money management, the trading system I developed, and also the one-on-one group coaching that we have. Now, we do trade EMinis and SPYs in here. Also, I will give you my playbook. That's for this. In the middle one, I will give you my personal playbook that I write every day for 5 days a week, and that's on EMinis, SPYs, and the current market conditions. In the support the page is basically I'll give you the weekly playbook, and I'll give you a whole bunch of goodies in there as far as NVIDIA, some videos, and so forth. I'm adding more and more to it. So if you're interested, if you're having trouble trading, if you have blown up your account, if you have done any of those things, then you might want to consider here. But if you just started and you want to learn how to trade, then just go slow. You're not going to make $1 million in a month. It's not one of those. It's basically go slow, be around other traders who are doing this, and basically just kind of go slow, go at your own pace, and start learning, and you could start growing your accounts, and especially in a bear market. This is one of the toughest markets to trade, guys. Very, very simple. Every year, how many emojis do you see now with rocky emojis or going to the moon, or do you hear of that? You don't hear that anymore. That's gone away. That's basically was in a bull market. But right now, let's get to it. Let me show you my playbook, my personal playbook, what's going down, what I'm looking at right here. And let's go see. Let's dive in. Here it is, guys. So basically, we're looking at the overall. What I'm going to start every day, I'm going to start at the overall markets, because we need to know where are we in the market cycle here. So we're in the XPX, NASDAQ, and Russell. So right now, like I stated, we follow the MACDs. The MACD is a tool that I've used. It's part of my repertoire. It's part of the system. It lets me know exactly where we are. A lot of people use it out there. They use it incorrectly. But once you know how to use it correctly, this could be a very, very powerful tool. What it's telling me right now that we're trying to bounce. The Fed minutes came out yesterday. I actually read the Fed minutes, and looking at the Fed minutes, I came around of something very, very interesting. They said basically that they're watching the markets. They're literally watching Twitter. They're watching the markets. They're watching everything. Oh, this video. They're watching everything, and they're acknowledging that the market. And they're watching the hedge funds. That the market is being more hawkish than they are. Therefore, they're watching the markets, and they're saying basically that the market, the hedge funds, is doing their job better than they are. So now, when we read into that, basically they said, well, we're going to go step by step. They're going to do, a couple of basis point hikes, maybe 2 more. They'll wait how the data translates. If CPI goes hot, not. And then they'll act accordingly, but they're not going to be super hawkish. And I think the main takeaway from here is that he's not going to be Fed Chairman Volcker, which was in the 80s, who just raised interest rates 12-15%. Now, guys, we're dealing with Powell, so anything can happen. Remember, he's lacking credibility, but as far as the Fed minutes, and they did not discuss recession, not one word of recession was discussed in that Fed minutes, so that's bullish. And also, what was discussed? There was also some other things in there about no 75 basis points was discussed. So pretty bullish comments, and I think this is why we rallied yesterday. Unfortunately, when the minutes come out, you're gonna have the first 2 minutes of whipsaw action. I don't have time to read it. They're gonna give you the bullet points, but if you spend the time at night and read it, you'll see that you'll come across everything I just said. But pretty bullish and pretty accurate as far as me. Not bullish in the sense bullish for these levels, which just tells me that everything was priced in. Not that it was bullish that we're going to go higher. I don't think that's the case. Hold on for 1 second. I just think that this could be maybe, the bullish part enough to kind of save the day here. I think that this is already priced in, but so far we'll see. It is sell the rips, like I said, this weekend. And currently, let's see. But I think this is why the market rallied yesterday. So all these statements, like I said earlier in the weekly Patreon, that everything is already priced in. What other news is out there? And we do know there's other news out there that's pending, but the market can only go so low. So maybe it's just going to range here for another day, for a couple more weeks or days, and then we'll see. But if we'll see, I think today's price action is going to reveal everything. So right now, in conjunction with what I just told you, it makes sense why the MACDs on the weekly is turning. Most importantly, on the Russell, this is much stronger. This is the broader market. So this got sold off pretty hard, and right now is starting to turn. So maybe this thing is trying to go back up to the 50. Will it get up to the 50? Don't know. But if you've been tracking the system here, then more than likely what you're going to do is realize that this is a much slower time frame. So again, it's just slowly going to go up the same way that the 1 minute, the 15 minute, and the hourly goes. It's just going to go a little bit slower, but it looks like it's trying to base. There's a lot of buyers in there, and let's see what happens. So maybe this is the bottom here. Don't know, but we'll see. Okay, as far as the E-minis here, let's dissect. Let's look at the VIX. The VIX is again, we were in this mid-range right now. Everything I just said, if this thing starts declining, then we're likely they're going to take the market back up. We are going to watch Apple. Apple's right sitting at 138 right now. Try to go like about 15 minutes ago to 140 and got declined. So we'll see. As far as a 10-year note, 10-year note is still declining. So again, if this can get around 2.7, breaks to 52.5, I think that is going to be the look, and it's going to play the part in a reasonable, maybe a little bounce, right? So it doesn't mean we're going to be bullish. Just means we might bounce a little bit. Okay, and that just is telling me all those things are lining up. The one thing that I see here, I did see Ethereum kind of collapsing here, which was unusual. Bitcoin is collapsing a little bit. So this usually is going the opposite way of the markets here, but this could be I don't know. So we'll see when the market opens, how this reacts, or is this a margin call? So if that's a margin call, maybe they're trying to get the margin people out there. Don't know. We'll see. All right, let's look at E-minis here. E-minis right now. So the E-minis, let's go into the E-minis and dissect this puppy. Where are we exactly? So the E-minis right now are $39.94. That puts the XPX at right under 4,000. Now, what I said in the Patreon yesterday, we're probably, if we break up our 39.50, we could probably range between 4,000 and 39.50. That could be the new range, and let's see what happens. If we break 39.50, then we're probably going to go to 3,900. Now, if we break 4,000, I don't think that we're going to break out. I think we're probably going to be on 4,010, 4,020. But we'll see. Anything is possible here, and let's see what happens. Now, pre-market, we rally pretty nicely. The Asian market here, where was the Asian market? The Asian market was there 4 o'clock, 39.93. That's where we close. So again, that's going to be a pretty strong level here. We are pushing up higher overnight action. We just started this rally on the 15-minute time frame at 5 a.m. Let's see when this is. We're kind of in the middle here. Could be ending a stream and maybe pulling back here. So we'll see. On the 1 minute time frame, we rally back down. We now have about another 20 plus 30. That's another 50 candlesticks right here left for us to before the open. And let's see. We just started rallying. Looks like it's a little weak here. Can it rally anything spot? It just started that pivot. So right in time around that 50, about the open. I think that's probably going to either go up and pull back. Let it go up, let it do its thing, and and then we'll see. Let's wait for a proper setups. So again, what am I looking at here? If we rally, we're probably going to hit his head around 4,000. If it pulls back and sets up nicely here with everything lining up, then more likely I'll be maybe looking at some calls, but nothing right now. I think 4,000 is going to be a pretty significant resistance here. We're pretty far away. 4,000 was right here where it got rejected. So I actually got rejected at 39.97.75. So we'll see. We'll see what happens up there if it gets rejected again. And remember, it got rejected at 39.97 and it sold off to 39.57. So roughly about 40 points from that rejection period right there. So that's pretty tough. I mean, dropping 40 points, that's tough. So that's how it came up with 4,000. All right, let's look at the overall markets. Also, I had some news on Tesla. So Tesla, it just came out that one of the biggest fears on Tesla was that they thought that Tesla would have to, Elon, in order to buy Twitter, would have to give up some Tesla shares or put Tesla shares on margin. So that wasn't a good thing, because then it puts him at risk the same way that Michael Saylor's at risk. Is that basically if somebody, if he pisses somebody off, somebody can take Tesla down, and then basically they're going to force Elon to sell Tesla, and that's not good for any Tesla shareholders because it'll reduce the shares down, and also it leaves Elon and Tesla and Twitter, everything at a very vulnerable position. So we don't want that, right? So basically it came out in the filing that was not the issue. So that looks like the Twitter deal could go through, just probably cheaper than what they offered now. So, but that was one of the big things. Now, is that going to help Tesla? Possibly, right? When we see Tesla, let's look at Tesla. Let me see. So Tesla, again, if we look at the daily, this is the daily on the left-hand side, sold off pretty dramatically, and I think ever since that news hit, and now it's right there. But if we start looking at the 1 hour, Tesla has rallied since that news overnight, right? I think so. Somebody always knows off that 616, and it's rallying, broken to 50. Could this be the beginning of the rally? Could this be the rally to take Tesla back above 700? That's a possibility because it sold off pretty hard based on that news, as well as the overall markets. Now, one deal that I wanted to talk about is Broadcom. So we haven't really seen a buyout deal or deals like this of this magnitude. Broadcom, or is Adgo. Broadcom is buying. No, it's not that one. It's Adgo. I think it's Adgo. Let me look it up this way. Broadcom. Avgo is Avgo. I always mess that up. So Broadcom, or Avgo, is buying VMware, and is buying it for about $61 billion. Guys, that's a pretty bullish statement. I haven't seen those deals in months. So anyway, that's something that we have noticed. Now, the other thing I want to point out here is that, in the past I have pointed out, here's a 15-minute trading system. And guys, usually, we're looking for squeezes after a huge sell-off. And when I mean huge sell-off, I mean, like, if we look at the overall market, there's a huge sell-off. So after that, we will look for squeezes on the 15-minute time frame. So what do we have here? I'm not seeing the squeezes. Google might be squeezing here, but we don't know. But we're not getting those bounces that we once did. Amazon, got those bounces right here. But let's see how is it going to be short-lived? Is it going to be reversed? Don't know. Again, we are pretty far down. And like I said, even though there are some bullish statements that will kind of support this little bounce, I don't know how bounce. I don't think we're going to go to all-time highs. But ultimately, we'll see in the price action today because they've been selling the rips. I have not seen anything different yet. What's the other one that I've been seeing? So we got Tesla, we have Apple, Amazon. So Amazon basically, and Walmart what they're doing, guys, they're also reducing. So you're going to start noticing ways that companies are going to start. Again, they're going to start cutting back. That's where recession is. And even though they don't call it recession, that's what they're doing. So basically what they're doing, Amazon, Walmart, and it's Costco. I believe Costco announced it today. We'll see what they have to say today. Basically, they said that they're reducing their space, right? So their warehouse space, and they're starting doing that already, right? So what we're seeing on the writings on the wall, it's that they're saying that wage inflation, they're paying their employees much bigger. Okay, so we know that. They also have supply chain issues. They're also saying, well, we don't need that much space because we have supply chain issues, and we foresee this occurring in the future. So this is their way of cutting back. So cutting back on the storage space or cutting back on certain things. They probably do. And again, the layoffs are going to start happening. I can see it. And it's going to pave the way for robotics or automation. And I think that's kind of like was the plan all along. Not a conspiracy, but you can see them. If you've been in anywhere, you probably saw some robots delivering your food to somebody near you. But eventually, I think that is what is going to happen. I'm starting to kind of see that. Recession isn't really there, but I think we have to keep a close eye on that. They're just going to handle their finances. And they're a little bit better. They're just cutting back. And that's the way that they start cutting back. So we're going to see what Costco has to say today. And if they start kind of echoing the same verbiage that Walmart and Amazon are stating, and all the other retailers like Dick's, sporting goods stores, I think the other one that's going to be is Ultra. Ultra's another one that's probably going to sell off. Retail's going to hit pretty hard right now. All right, so far, let's dive into it. Let's just go into the plays here. So we're going to be looking at QQQs, and this is the overall markets for the Qs. Qs right now, trying to rally, trying to base here, consolidation. Is it today going to be a range day, or is it going to be a trending day? So we'll see. I think right now we have them all. We have the 1 minute at the 50 right now, but anything can change here. Too far away from the 50 here. It looks like it's coming to weakness. Probably wants to either retest 293 and then see what happens there, or it's going to come back to this 290 and then let's see what happens there. It's going to reset. As far as the on the hour chart, it broke out 2 days ago, went to the highs. Kind of slowly, gradually, let's see. I think that if it can take out this 295 on the hourlies, then it's probably going to go. Or is it going to go up and stop and retest that 289? That's on the QQQs. If you believe it's a range day, then now I think that's going to be the format. If you believe IWM much stronger again, and this is the Russell, right? So the all general market, we rallied nicely 2 days ago from 175 to 180. I can tell you one thing on IWM, it's going to stop at 2,000 more than likely if it starts going. But watch the Russell, because if this can go, it's going to probably support the overall markets, right? This is where bank heavies are banks are in this, so it supports the general market. So right now at the 50, it looks a little bit like it rallied overnight. Let's see what happens here. Pretty bullish here. Don't know if it's going to go higher, or it probably looks like it wants to be a range day. We rally pretty nicely. Looks like probably should come back down to this 179, 179.50. And let's see what happens there, which puts it at 179.50 there. And then let's see what happens there. Okay, it could probably move up or move down if you're going to trade it. If we're trading SPY, which I know the majority of people are here, SPY overnight, 399, hit 400, hit his head, and sold off, right? Sold off to 396 immediately, hit the 50. So right now, pre-market, let's see what happens. Rally nicely, right? Above the zero, trying to rally. Let's see, it's probably at some moment of time, probably retest is 390, 400, and I think, let's see what happens. I mean, not 390, 399, or 39.46, which is equivalent to 39.94. But it's trying to rally right now pre-market. Apple's not rallying, so Apple's doing the opposite. So we'll see you there. Let's look at Tesla, because Tesla could maybe start running, and all we need is one. But Tesla pre-market, again, the news of Elon, is acting very, very positive. It's starting to rally up. So again, and I'm mentioning this, guys. Here's the pivot, right? This is the pivot that I'm talking about, and this is the pivot that we usually see after a big sell-off, right? Now, these only work with companies that actually do well or making money, right? And I can tell you, this sold off because of the Elon news with Twitter, and again, so we're seeing this nice pivot. This could rally, right? So if you are looking at buying some shares for Tesla long term, buying shares at this price on Tesla is not a bad idea. I think Tesla is a really, really good company just based on their PE ratios and their numbers. But for a trade, yeah, it could probably be good. Let's see if it rallies. If Tesla can take out this 680, they could probably start working his way higher, because it's a super cheap bargain price right now compared to the news that was out there and was holding it back. All right. Let's look at the EMinis. EMinis back up to 4,000. Okay, we're at this 4,000 range. That's weird. That's 4,000, and that's not. That's weird, huh? Okay. Oh, that's why. Duh. Okay, gotta do that. Replay mode. That's why. I'm looking at the 1 minute time frame, and I'm saying, what is up with this 4,000? Okay. Here we go. Now we got a better scenario here. All right, guys. So EMinis right now trying to rally. Let it rally. Let it rally. Let it rally. It's right at that 4,075. Looks like it's coming to the end, and we'll see here if this starts probably go up a little higher, hits 4,000, come back down. I would love to reset this thing up. Let's see. Just wait for the reset. The moves tend to happen overnight. Let's see what happens here. Let it take it up. We got about another 37 candles. 37 candles probably going to go up. I'm interested to see what happens at these levels here. It did pop up to 4,009, so that's equivalent to 4,020. All right, the XPX is not going to show you that, right? But 4,020 is what I had here, as far as 4,020 on the XPX. So anything's possible. Just stay frothy. Let's take what the market gives. As far as on the table, I guess we moved over to June 10th. I'm going to be looking at the same one, 420, 425, 415. Those are the calls that are going to be on the watch list, and I'm going to be watching those. And then on the bottom side, I'm probably going to be looking at the 380s, maybe 360s, 370, put somewhere in there for the same amount of time. But we'll see, and don't want to spend more than $1. Usually around $1 to 50 cents is the sweet spot. No more than $1.20, $1.10. If you're paying more than $1.20, wait for the next setup, and then we'll see. All right, guys, that's all we got. That's all we have. I'll see you guys in the chat. But those are the calls that I'm watching. For those of you, all right, guys, take care. I'm also streaming live on TradingView. So guys out there, welcome. And all right, take care. Stay green, guys.